box trailer, and we're going to cut the hitch off and turn this into a tilt dump trailer, so it's easier for dumping out tree branches and dirt that I haul. I bought it like this with the big dent in it, and it's just fine. It hauls tree branches quite well. So we're going to get to work cutting the hitch and making this thing a hydraulic dump trailer. Here's the steel we're going to use to make the hitch for making this thing tilt. Bar clamps for safety to keep it up from falling down. And I also have this mart to cut that out. So I've got the cutoff wheel in the grinder, and we're going to cut this out. All right, I started tack welding the hitch together, and now I'm starting to mock up the hydraulic jack for tilting this thing. And I can see that this area right here needs to go so that that jack can slide back. So that's next on our list here, is we're going to cut that section out so we can finish mocking up this jack. Alright, I've got the jack just tacked in there with a bottom mount here on the main tube. And I've got the upper mount right here. And it will lift itself. The safety bars here I've got on the ground are just barely off the ground. So it is lifting itself up. I've got a little bit of trimming to do on it. And then after that, we're going to cut this off here. This part goes down there on the end, and then I've got to make a safety attachment to hold that tongue down to the bar, and then finish welding everything up here. So we're going to get back to it. All right, the obvious thing here, I cut the end of the receiver hitch off. That'll go to the end of this tube. I trimmed those gusset plates for the lower mount of the hydraulic jack. And then I trimmed that, and that's where the jack interfered a little bit with the frame, so we trimmed that. And once I release there's some anchors for this cable here, held on here and there. We're gonna get that out of the way, and then I can lower this thing back down. And here it is lowered. I just need to do a little bit of trimming right there. And then I need to cut this off, trim that up, and then we'll start our final welding here shortly. Hold it together. I've got this hold down for the tilt figured out. You pull this lever here, that's the hold block, then release the over center clamp, and now it's ready to start jacking it. So I'm going to raise this thing up and then disassemble this whole tongue so I can weld it good. And we'll get after that. Everything welded, and I put the first coat of primer on. Got some nice gray paint on here now. Touched up any places that I welded, and also the pivot points that are underneath there. I left the rest of the frame. Not going to spend that much time prepping. So next up here is we're going to get this thing back together. The main hitch all in there and bolted in underneath here. There we go, right there. And next up, I got to get the hydraulic ram in there and throw the jack on, and we're just about done here. All right, so here it is. I got the turd dump trailer all finished here. Painted part looks nice. I left the rest of the frame as is. I still need to get some clips from the store for the jack handle there. I'll do that at some point, but not critical with all the COVID-19 stuff going on. So I'll jack it up here, show you how it tilts, and then we're going to call this done. Here we go with it fully raised up. It'll put the bumper on the ground, and it really starts to unload that rear axle. I think if the hitch was on the ball of the truck, it would raise even higher and maybe get those wheels off the ground. So, and just for reference, it does tilt it up to 25 degrees. Next up, time to lower this down, get it out of here, and start loading some wood. Thanks for watching, everybody.